Hello everyone. In this introduction to C# video, we are going to discuss and use loops. Before we get into it, remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload. It really helps me out. Now, on with the show. So we are going to go through two types of loops which you will more than likely use 90% of the time, one way or another. So let's go into the script that we've already written, and I'm actually going to start a new method here. And this is going to be a custom method for whatever reason, but you can put this in your start or whatever method you want. Just be mindful that sometimes you may end up in an infinite loop if you place it within certain methods or coroutines. Just be cautious whenever you do anything. So let's start by creating a new method. And I'm going to call it new method because I'm not very original. So inside this new method, we are going to start with a for loop. And what this basically means is that we're able to control what is done within Unity based on our parameters and whatever else we have as our condition. So what I'm going to do actually is start by adding two new variables, just so we have something else going on here. I'm going to have two integers, and I'm going to call this loop value, and we'll have another one just called add value. So both of these will become relevant inside the loop. So how does a loop work exactly? Well, the for loop is used by basically adding three parameters, as I said. The first one would be the start value. The second one would be the condition, i.e., for example, if we want to, let's say, only do it if it's less than 5. And the final one is the iterator, and that basically means what do we want to do. So let's start by typing for. And we'll say, what was the name of the, it was loop value. So we'll start by saying loop value. And this needs to be, let's say, equals 0 because it's basically starting. So this is the starting value. With a for loop, you have that as your first one. The next one is going to be the condition, like I say. In this case, if we want it to be less than 5, so that would be loop value less than 5. And then what do we want to do here? That should actually be a semicolon rather than a comma. Apologies. So you'll notice here is a little bit different. It's probably worth pointing this out. The way this loop is set up is going to be different from our second loop that we will create. This one is slightly more of the complicated one because of its design, but you just need to have a semicolon there rather than the comma. The third one, this bit here, is going to be the iterator. So in this case, we just want to, let's say, add 1. So in this case, we can just use a double plus sign. So we can use loop value plus plus. And then that basically puts us in a position now, much like an if statement, where we can close that and then open the curly bracket. We can then say, what do we want this loop to do? So let's say we want it to add 1 to loop value and add 1 to add value. So basically they become the same. So in this case, loop value plus equals 1, semicolon. So like I said, it's worth noting that loop, not loop value, it's the other one, add value. That's what I meant. So it's worth noting that although we're only adding value 1 here, loop value is having that added there. So just to backtrack a little bit and establish what is going to happen with this loop, when this method runs, this loop will say loop value is 0. If it's less than 0, or less than 5, I should say, add to it and also run this. So what would happen is that this would run 5 times, running this piece of code 5 times. That's one way for the method to run, the loop to run. So the other one that we can do, like I say, I think is much simpler. And the second one is probably the one you'll use more than anything, to be honest. There are obviously other different types of loops and different ways of executing loops. But these two are, like I say, 90% of the time going to be the one you use. So let's create another method. Void other method. Again, very original. And we'll say while, and in brackets, we can say loop value is less than 5. Then we do the following. Add value plus equals 1. Loop value plus equals 1. Now, these two loops are doing the exact same thing at this point. Obviously, one looks a little bit more complicated than the other simply because of how it is laid out, but they essentially do the exact same thing. So rather than have the addition of loop value up here, like we have in the for loop, it's actually inside the loop itself with a while loop. And as I said, I think the while loop is the one you would use more than anything just because of its simplicity. It's also, like I say, easier to read visually, I think. But yeah, essentially that's how you create a loop. And you can do anything with it. You can use loops based on integers, floats, whether it's bools or anything like that. You can also use logic gates as well. So you can have loop value is less than 5 and my bool equals true. So there's your logic gate in that sense. Yeah, I think that's all there really is to loops. If you want to know any more about loops, though, and different types of loops, if you've got a problem maybe with your loop itself, let me know in the comments below, and hopefully I will see you around in another one of these C# introduction videos. Thanks for watching, guys.